Hello friends, welcome to this video lesson. Uh, Title of today's discussion is School as an Agency of Education. Before starting our discussion, let me to introduce myself. I Dr. Niradhar De, Associate Professor, School of Education, Indira Gandhi National Open University. Welcome you all to this video lesson. Presently we are in the 12th week or 12th module of our online course. The title of the module is Agencies of Education, and in this module 4 important lessons are there, just like Family as an Agency of Education. The second lesson is School as an Agency of Education, and third is Community as an Agency of Education, and fourth is Media as an Agency of Education. In our earlier session, we have already discussed Family Agency of Education, and in this session, we are going to discuss School as an Agency of Education. Let me to focus upon some of the important learning outcomes of this video lesson, and I am very much hopeful that after going through this video lesson and part E content or SLM or the module that are given in your online course, you will be able to explain the concept of school as an agency of education. You will be able to describe the role of school for development and education of the child as an agency of education. Then you will be able to explain manifestation and emerging functions of school. Then you will be able to establish relationship between school and home as agencies of education. Now let us go forward to understand that how the agencies of educations are divided into different types. Just like I can say that the agencies of education are of 2 types. One is called as the formal agencies of education, and other is called as the informal agencies of education. In formal agencies of education, the particular agencies that can be included, they are just like the school, libraries, picture galleries, games, cinema, educational programs and radio and television, etc. And under informal agencies of education, the agencies are just like family, community, religion, marketplace, fairs and exhibitions, media, free play, etc. So, just like the school, libraries, picture galleries, they are come under the formal agency, because as a you can say individual, we involve ourselves in a very formal way with those with these institutions, with these agencies. Just like in school, you will find that the practices in the school are more or less formal in nature. In school, a definite syllabus is there, a timetable is there, and every day teaching learning process are being conducted in the school. So that's why the things which is practiced in these agencies are mostly formal in nature. So that's why these agencies are called as a formal agency. And informal agency, just like the family, community, religion, marketplace, fair, exhibitions, media, free play, etc. Here you see mostly we learn many things, we educate ourselves in a very informal way. That means when we come contact with the family members, with the members in the society and community. So we also learn many things, and that is not in a very formal way. Rather, that is in a very informal way. So that's why these are come under the informal agencies of education. So many a time those certain rules and regulations are there. Still then we involve ourselves in family discourses and family interactions in a very wholehearted way, in a very informal way. So that's why they are come under the informal agency of education. And further, agencies of education can also divided into 2 types, that's called as the active and passive agencies of education. Under active agency of education, the particular institutions or the organizations or the agencies that come, they may be the school. School is an active agency of education because actively we involve in the school processes, in the school system, and we educate ourselves. Then accordingly in family also actively we involve ourselves. In community also we active in culture, we actively involved in different types of you can say activities that are being conducted in our society and in our culture, which is the part of our community. And in religion also we actively involve ourselves. In state administration, or you can say state is also as a stakeholder, they also involved in the system, and state actively involved in educating the child. So that's why, so far as agencies of education is concerned, state is also considered as an active agency of education. And further the social club, games, entertainment programs, so here actively individual child involve themselves. And so far as passive agencies of education, just like the cinema, television, radio, newspaper, magazines and marketplace, we involve ourselves in a very passive way. Just it is not just like the schools, just like the family. Now let me to focus upon the very concept of school as an agency of education. School is an important formal and active agency of education. I have already said that the things and the activities that we perform, that we do in the school, that is more or less formal in nature, that is more or less actively involvement is required in the schooling process. Then after home and family, school is the second important place where the child acquire different learning experiences and modify their behavior. So school helps us to educate us, helps us to you can say understand about about the processes of doing certain things, and equally it also helps us for acquiring the skills. So many learning experiences that we gain, mostly we gain from the formal system of education. Definitely the informal system of education, the informal agencies of education, just like you can take the example of the family, take the example of the community, that also equally used in the formal system of education, equally used in the schooling process. But mostly the important learning experiences that we gain and for modifying our behavior that we gain, that we experience, that is possible from the formal system of schooling. That's why it's called as the formal agency of education. Then the concept of school starts from the ashram in the Gurukul system of education. If I will give the example of the ancient system of education, the Gurukul system of education, what the disciples, what the child does in the Gurukul system of education at the ancient system. They were staying with, they are living with the gurus, okay, and both the gurus and shishyas, they were interacting themselves and in a verbal narrating, in storytelling and in observing or watching the environment and interacting with their natural environment. They are also learning many things, okay, they were learning to live their life. So that's why the concept of schooling, to learn, to educate the child, we can say that it comes from the Gurukul system, where the gurus were engaged themselves in educating the child. Here, teaching learning process was conducted in the Gurukul system through face-to-face interactions, storytelling, hands-on activities of different nature, and exposed to the nature for true learning. So here also in the schooling system, you will find that it depends upon the nature of the subject, the nature of the topic. Many a time, varieties of techniques, varieties of methods, varieties of strategies teacher uses to teach the students. So many a time they do a type of demonstration. Many a time teacher engage the child in the social environment, in the natural environment, for experiencing new things and for practicing new things, for learning new things that may be related to our environment, that may be related to our social practices. So that's why the very sense, the very spirit, and you can say the experiences that we gain, the concept that we practice of schooling, that is from the Gurukul system of education. And further we can say that the objectives of learning were to understand life, nature and acquire values. So where we learn all such things, we learn all such things in the schooling process when we come in contact with the peers, with the groups, with our friends and with our teachers, and when we engage and involve ourselves in a type of curriculum, in a type of courses. Okay, so what are the different concepts, what are the different contents that are included in the curriculum? So how curriculum involve the child for development, for all-round development of the students, all-round development of the child. So that's why we can say it is the objective of the school to engage the child in varieties of activities. Further, it was not only memorizing the information, rather to reflect upon it on one's life practices. So school helps the child not only cramming, not only memorizing, not only to provide certain knowledge and information, rather to practice it, rather to reflect upon it, rather to demonstrate it, rather to experiment it, and to develop certain reflection. Further, now schooling is a formal center of education where the child need to be taught about the societal system, governance, civic structure, democracy, the concept of the country, then demography, history, languages, mathematics and different types of vocations also. You see, school is a place that provides you all types of knowledge. It is not only the content and the knowledge which is included in your curriculum, in your syllabus. It may be mathematics, it may be science, or it may be languages or social science. Rather, it also helps the child for developing a civic sense, for understanding a civic structure of the society where we live, for understanding the values and the spirit of democracy, and understanding our diversities, understanding our demography, and understanding the very philosophy and the very concept and the culture of our country, and understanding the societal system, the governance. So all such things that we learn it from the school, from the formal system of education. Then further, the school system thus become an important agency of education. Now let me to go through to focus upon some of the other aspects of school as an agency of education. Just like school is called as a miniature or a subsystem of the society. Just like in the earlier video lesson in family as an agency of education, we have discussed that family is called as a miniature of the society. So here also school is also called as a miniature or a subsystem of the society. Society is a larger system. Society includes all such institutions. It may be family, it may be school, it may be library, it may be a club, it may be religion. So all such things are included, all such subsystems are included in the society. And among these subsystems, school is also one of the subsystems. School is also one of the miniatures of the society, because the principles, the values, the spirit that we practice in the society, that also we practice in the school. So that's why ultimately school is the platform where we learn all such things, and further that help the child for practicing it in the larger society. Then school also comprises different stakeholders like teachers, students, parents and government. Okay, so school is not an unitary place or unitary practice situation. Rather, all these stakeholders, they are actively involved in the schooling process, in the schooling system. Just like the stakeholders are teachers. So every day in a formal system of schooling, you will find that the teachers are coming and they are teaching to the students. And for that, a definite curriculum is there. And students are coming from their home, they are coming to the school. They are spending few hours every day, and they are discussing, you can say, different aspect and different subjects in the curriculum. And so that's why students are the main beneficiary from the schooling system, the important agency of education. Then for the parents are also equally involved in the schooling system. Friends, if I will give the example of Right to Education Act, RTE Act 2009, it emphasizes and it practices, it recommends that every school should have a SMC. Okay, that's called a School Management Committee. And what is the work of SMC? The members of the School Management Committee, they will develop a SDP, that's called a School Development Plan. Okay, so that includes a 3-year or every year plan for the development of the school. So what are the different things that's supposed to be in a school? Okay, so friends, here to focus upon different stakeholders, I just mean to say that when we talk about the formal agency of school, it includes these stakeholders, and all these stakeholders, they help for the very development of the school. It may be the teachers, it may be the students, it may be parents, it may be local government, and it may be the state. They have their own duties, they have their own responsibilities for the development of the school. Then socialization is also an important function of the school. So the spirit of socialization, the sense of socialization that are being practiced, and this has been started from the family itself, and further when the child enters in the schooling process, they also learn about socialization. They also learn about how to be a social and how to practice socialization. Besides socialization, another significant functions of school is the transmission of cultural norms and values to new generations. So it also transmits our culture. So school is a place where cultural transmissions are possible. That means through education, through training, through you can say demonstration, the cultural practices are being transmitted from one generation to other generation. I have already said that we learn many things by observations. It may be in the family, it may be in the school. So we observe about the cultural practices, and further what we observe in the cultural, in our culture, in our school, we also follow it, we also use it, we also practice it in our lifetime. And here, what we observe, what we experience, that also we transmit to the next generation. For the school undertakes different activities at different levels to ensure overall personality development of the child. So school involves itself for the physical development of the child. That's why games and sports activities are there. Indoor and outdoor game facilities are there in the school. And school also responsible for the intellectual and mental development of the child. So that's why a definite curriculum is there, and subject-based interactions and discourses are continuously happens in the school. And for the school also responsible for the social development of the child. When the child will come contact with their peers, with their friends, they also become social. So the sense of socialization is also possible. And further, school also involved in other types of development, just like the spiritual and development of different types of values. And if a sum total of all such things, we can say school is responsible for the total or the overall development of the personality of the child. And if I will particularly, you can say, discuss about the functions of school in the changing scenario of education, I can say that school discharges two types of functions. One is called as the manifestation function, and other is called as the emerging function. Now let me to focus upon very briefly what is the manifestation function and what is the emerging function. Manifestation functions are just like the preventing or transmitting and developing traditional culture. So what it does, what the school does, school preserve the culture, the traditional culture. School transmit the traditional culture from one situation to other situation, from one generation to other generation, and school also helps for developing the traditional culture. So many a time cultures are also being developed. Okay, so that's why preserving the culture, transmitting the culture, and developing the culture are come under the manifestation function of school, and school does it through the child. And further, teaching basic and vocational skills. School also helps for providing basic skills to the children, basic skills to the students, and vocational skills to the students also, occupational skills to the students also. Vocational education is a branch of schooling, is a branch of school education. In vocational education, students gone through, went through different types of vocations. They learn about a particular vocation and they practice a particular vocation also. They develop certain skills, certain psychomotor abilities, certain motor skills, and further that helps them for maintaining, for managing their livelihood, you can say responsibilities. And further, the manifestation function of school is also value and character education. It helps the child, it helps the students for acquiring values, for practicing values, and for developing good character. Then under emerging functions of school, I can say that it imparts life skills education. So what does it mean? What is the life skill education? So what are the different areas of life skills education? Just like self-awareness, effective communication, creative thinking, critical thinking, problem solving, coping with stress, coping with emotion, practicing empathy, all such things are come under the life skill education. So these are the emerging functions, you can say. Unless child earn the life skills, it is very difficult for the child to live one's life. Apart from schooling, apart from the knowledge that the child receive from the curriculum, they are supposed to develop all these living skills, all these life skills, just like self-awareness. The child should understand about self, about themselves, about their strengths and weaknesses. Effective communication, they should be able to communicate the feelings, communicate their feelings to others. And creative thinking, they should develop certain creative thinking, that how they can create, how they can bring certain innovation or do certain new things. Then critical thinking also, so how the child will think in a very critical way. Then problem solving, coping with stress, coping with emotions, and empathy. So how the child will, you can say, show empathy to others or feel the problem of others as their own problem, then accordingly how they will support, how they will help others for developing or for solving their difficulties. Then it promotes functional literacy, that includes the reading, writing, and arithmetic. Try to understand the reading, writing, and arithmetic. So these are the certain important skills that come under the emerging functions. Reading, child should develop the skill of reading from the schooling process, from the schooling system. Then skill of writing, and at the same time skill of computing or skill of mathematics or skill of arithmetic. Many a time this survey which is happening in education, that's called as the achievement survey, many a time it comes that the 4th standard students or the 5th standard students, they are not at per the level or at per their minimum level of learning of reading, writing, and arithmetic is concerned. They are not able to read the text, write the things, and do the computing activities or computing things which is defined for a particular standard, which is defined for a particular class, for a particular grade. 5th standard students are not able to do the mathematics, do the language courses which is meant for the 5th standard. Okay, so that means here they are lacking behind with certain minimum level of learning. So that's why school promotes the functional literacy that's are called as the reading, writing and arithmetic. Then it fosters creativity and scientific temperament and diffusion of knowledge. So it also develop a type of scientific temperament and develop you can say sense of creativity, how the child, how the students will involve themselves in creating new things. Then it also teaches learners to live together. Okay, so school helps the child when they will come contact with their peers and with the groups to whom they are living, to whom they are sitting together every day. They also learn a type of spirit that is to live together. And further, so far as relationship between school and home is concerned, let me to focus upon some of the important aspects. Just like both school and home play an important role in the process of socialization of the child. I have already said that home means your family. Family helps to socialize the child, and at the same time school also helps for the socialization of the child. Both the agencies of education, both school and family, are dependent on each other in terms of educating the child and nurturing values among them. Schools organizes parent-teacher meetings for ensuring parental involvement and participation in the development of the school. So in this way, home and family is also involved with the schooling system. Home, on the other hand, fulfills the basic requirements of the children and prepares them for school. So it is the family, they also train the child, they also help the child that how they will live their life and how they will live together in the school. So they also develop such sense from the family. And conducive environment at home influences children in their involvement in school activities also. So the family environment positively helps the child for living their life or maintaining good relation in the school. Moreover, I have already said that in Right to Education Act 2009, in RT Act 2009, it has been recommended to form school management committee that's called as SMC, through which parents can contribute to the school development activities and establish better relationship among the school and the home. I have already said that it is the work of the SMC, it is the work of the SMC to develop the school development plan, where parents are one of the very important member in the SMC. So here also care has been taken that not only the students, how parents can involve in the schooling system, because ultimately parents take care, parents look after the children. Children are the part of the school, and their grooming and their nurturing that are being undertakes in the family, in the home. So that's why in this way, in Right to Education Act, parents are also involved in the schooling system. Then it is quite evident that without the cooperation of the home, school cannot function well, and vice versa. It is not only involvement of the home, rather school also involved for the development of the family, for the development of the home, for the development of the society, for the development of the community. And when school involve themselves for the development of the community, for the development of the society, here family or the home is a part of, is a subsystem or is a miniature part of the society. Then ultimately development also happens with the family. So in this way, school and home or school and family are interlinked with each other, related with each other. So the development of the school depends upon the development of the family, and at the same time development of our family is also depends upon development of the school. Now let me to focus upon some of the practice questions, and these questions will help you for preparing your NTA exam, and at the same time your module related quiz questions. Discuss the importance of school as an agency of education. Then explain the manifestation role of school as an agency of education, and to explain the emerging role of the school as an agency of education, and to discuss the relationship between school and home. So, two types of functions or two types of roles that are being discussed in this in the video lesson, that is the manifestation role and emerging role. You should understand it in a proper way with certain illustration, with certain example, and how home and schools are related with each other. That also help you for preparing your exam and for developing a better understanding. So friends, in this lesson we discuss how school acts as an active and a formal agency of education, and we discussed about the importance of school for the socialization of the child, importance of the school for developing life skills as well as for earning or for developing different other vocational skills also that will further help the child for living their life, and that will also help them to make themselves sufficient. And we also discussed two important manifestation functions or two important functions of the school, that is manifestation functions and emergence functions. And at the end part of this lesson we also discussed that how school and home, how school and family are related with each other, how the development of the school depends upon the development of the family, and how the development of the family are also depends upon the development of the school. In our next lesson we will discuss other agency of education. Thank you.